Hey, math magicians. We're still discovering the magic of number theory. And today we're going to focus on least common multiple. If you haven't watched the video yet on greatest common factor, I encourage you to go back and watch that one. But again, today's focus is on least common multiple. So let's get started. So again, this is an infographic on both greatest common factor and least common multiple. And for one of your quests, you're going to be making an infographic. So here's an example. But today we're going to zoom in on least common multiple. Least common multiple is the smallest multiple that two or more numbers share. And oftentimes we find these things to be easy to do. However, we forget the difference between greatest common factor and least common multiple, especially when we say, oh, what's the GCF and what's the LCM? So think of those words: GCF, greatest common factor; LCM, least common multiple. And when we're looking at factors, we're thinking division. When we're looking at multiples, we're thinking of multiples, multiplying. Okay. So there's a couple different ways. I'm going to focus on these two different ways: list the multiples and the Venn diagram. Listing the multiples can be really helpful, especially, if you know your multiplication tables pretty quickly. You can do, so we're looking at 12 and 18 here. 12 times 1 is 12, 12 times 2 is 24, 12 times 3 is 36, 12 times 4 is 48, and then you start listing the multiples of 18. 18 times 1 is 18, 18 times 2 is 36, found my answer, okay? That's how you would find the least common multiple of those numbers. There's another way, and I find this way to be easier when you're dealing with numbers that are larger. Like if you're trying to do like the hundreds or even the thousands, to try to find a multiple when you're multiplying by in thousands, that's not as easy to do. So what you would do here is set you up a Venn diagram and you would list all the prime factors. So prime factors of 12, 2 times 6, and then 6 is 2 times 3. So your factors of 12 are 2 times 2 times 3. And then your factors of 18, 3 times 6, and then 2 times 3. So then your factors would be 2 times 3 times 3. So what they have in common here is 2 and 3. And what they don't have in common is this 2 and this 3. So I want to make sure you see that. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. That multiplies up to be 12. 18. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 3 is 18. That adds up to be 18. Okay. So then what you would do to figure out the least common multiple, because again, why are we doing factors if we're finding the multiple, is you multiply every single one of these numbers together. You would do 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. And the reason why this works is it eliminates the things that they have in common. Okay. So it eliminates, it had the 2 and the 3 in common. It eliminates the duplicates, is what I'm thinking. So like 2, so you would have 2 times 2 times 3, and then 2 times 3 times 3. It eliminates the duplicates, and therefore you wouldn't be multiplying, so it gets you your smallest common number, if that makes sense. So pause the video, take notes, and then come back and we're going to do some practice problems on IXL where we're going to be finding the least common multiple. Welcome back. So I went ahead and did a couple of practice problems so that we would be getting some a little bit more challenging. And we're going to try the Venn diagram for some of these if we can, to see if we can do this. So this one's a good one to do the Venn diagram for. I mean, we could do 16 times 1, 16 times 2, 16 times 3, and that would work. But I want to see if the Venn diagram, how quick and easy that is to do the Venn diagram. So again, it doesn't have to be beautiful. But you do need to have enough room for overlap. Okay, so again, not beautiful, but enough room for overlap. So I'm going to list my factors of 16. 16 is 2 times 8. I'm going to go this way for this one. 2 times 8, okay. And then 8 is, now in my head, I know 8 is 2 times 2 times 2. So you might want to do the 2 times 4 and then, but I know anytime I get to 8, I automatically do 2 times 2 times 2. All right, so I have the 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So basically I have 4 2's. Before I write this in, let me go ahead and do my 12. So I'm going to prime factor my 12 out. It is 2 times 6, and then my 6 is 2 times 3. So then I have 2 times 2 times 3. Before I start writing them in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all of my things that they have in common, all my duplicates in the center. So they have this 2 in common, so I'm going to write the 2 here. They have another 2 in common, so I'm going to write this 2 here. They don't share another 2 in common, and they don't share this 3 in common, so I'm going to write the 2 here, the other 2 here. This is all for the 16. I should have put that there. And this one's for the 12. Sorry about that. And then on this side, all I have left is a 3. Okay? So the 16, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, yes. The 12, 2 times 2 times 3, yes. So that all works out. But now to find the least common multiple, I'm going to multiply all of these numbers together. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. This is 4. This is 4. So that's 16. And then I'm just going to do 16 times 3. Okay. And then that's going to give me my least common multiple. So 16 times 3 is 48. And so my least common multiple is 48. All right. But I wanted you to see that. 19 is a prime number. 18 is not. They only have, so with 19, they only have, they have no factors in common other than 1. So this would be the one that you would do 19 times 18 for. And that would be 342. I did not do that in my head. I used a calculator on that one. All right, this one right here, we have 3 numbers, but you can see that 9 goes into 18 and 3 goes into 18. So that one's a fairly easy one since it's got 18. This one right here, I've got 48, 36. Those are both even numbers, but then I've got 5. Nothing goes into 5, so 5 is going to be standing out there on its own, but 48 and 36 have things in common. So let's kind of do this one. This will be the last one we do. I can expect us to see something like this. Okay, so we have the 5, and we know 5 standing out here all by itself because 5 has nothing else. Then we have the 36. So then we got to figure out, none of them have, so 36, 48, and 5 don't all 3 have anything in common because that 5 is kind of off on its own. So I'm just going to mark that one out because they have nothing in common. But the 36 and 48 do have some things in common. So we have to kind of make ourselves a little like where these two come in common. So we know 48 is 2 times 24. And we know that 24 is, I'm going to do 3 times 8. I'd be tempted to do 2 times 12, but I love getting to an 8 because an 8 breaks me down to 2 times 2 times 2. Now, that's a lot of things. So I'm going to go ahead and do 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. So I'm going to go over here my 48. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. Do that really quickly. All right, now I'm going to go to the 36. Make my 36 down. 36 is 2 times 18. And my 18 breaks down into 2 times 9, right? And my 9 breaks down into 3 times 3. So for this one, I have 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. Now I got to figure out what they have in common, okay? So in this particular case, I'm going to start listing what they have in common. I've got the 2 2s and 1 3. So here I'm going to write those numbers. 2 2s and 1 3. Okay? And then what they have left, the 36 has 1 3 left. And then my 48 has 2 2s left, and I can write the 2 and the 2, or I can just write the 4. Okay? And then over here, so now I'm going to multiply together. 5 times 3 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 4. Hopefully this video helps you, and have a great rest of your day.